Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's Pep Guardiola called this night a final, and I call this night probably more than a final because we need the Champions League next season to carry out our rebuild. Our rebuild really seems to be ruthless. There has been news that, especially with Forest winning yesterday against Spurs, there's no respite in this top five race. The teams are literally neck to neck. The only disadvantage probably for Aston Villa is the +6 goal difference. Look at all the other teams; they're positive, well into double figures. To be honest, the goal difference, so that could be a thing. But if they're scoring fours and fives like they did against Newcastle, that game against Newcastle, I thought it could prove a blow for Villa, especially it was in the same week when they were knocked out by PSG, but they emphatically came out of that. Came out of the trance they faced in the hands of PSG. They were good against PSG. They were unlucky not to at least take the game into extra time on that day. But Unai Emery again, very good manager, always an admirer, but probably not an admirer today, if you ask me. He is chosen probably strongest team, Pep Guardiola. Rashford starting up front, he wants to use that pace. He really wants to use that pace in behind, I think. Look at that. Already there. Already the already hitting the post. Rashford already hitting the post there. That's gonna be the game plan. To be honest, we need to be very careful. I'll just adjust the scoring this thing and then we are all set to go. Bayaji is here. Hey, Bayaji, how are you doing? Bayaji says thrashed lineup as always. Twice plus 200 million if Pep rated only Marmoush out of four new players. Especially the way he talked about Doku Bayaji in the press conference and stuff, telling I'm guilty to not give Doku chances and all. But again, Bayaji, it's the fabled. It's the fabled three. Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. As long as these three were there, we would sit against Everton. What the fuck was that from Kevin De Bruyne? I don't know. But it's the Holy Trinity that's starting again, the Holy Trinity. And you couple that with, you just look at the midfield today. You look at the midfield today, Kovacic, Gundogan, and Kevin De Bruyne. The average age of that midfield is around 31, I think. And you add the age of Bernardo Silva into that. Honestly, the out of the front six players, the average age, if you combine the front four players for us is we should have been 1-0 down. To be honest, in the first minute itself, wonderful play by Rashford there. We're having an age of 32, at least 31, 32 there up front in the four out of the six. Man, no, Bayagis is not sure about Diaz this season. Next season will be defining one for him. It seems they've told Bernardo Silva just to fuck off. That is actually the news that's coming through. But I just feel a bit. I don't know what you feel, Bayaji, but I just feel a bit hard done by what they've done to Kevin De Bruyne. They should have just let him be a bit part player, to be honest. Giving him games whenever they can. Bayaji says KDB should stay only if he agrees to a pay cut. Can't offer 400,000 per week wages to someone who isn't available half of the season. And there are contrasting reports. There are reports that De Bruyne has agreed to a pay cut, but still City. I don't know. That's the mystery there. But this match is a six-pointer. This match is a bloody six-pointer, and Aston Villa are looking like a team on a mission. They know that Champions League is. I mean, it's almost like in the Premier League, Champions more than winning the Premier League. I think being in the Champions League is more important to the future of the club. That's how it seems. That's how it actually seems. I mean, at the bottom end of the table, you tell two teams avoid relegation and get set. Especially the teams that always sort of finish in the bottom 10 and sort of thing. Just don't come in the bottom three. It's almost same thing here. If you don't win the title, make sure you're in the Champions League. Doesn't matter you're second, third, or fourth. It's very interesting how the thing is going. Links with Xavi Simmons by Ajay. Links with Xavi Simmons. What do you think about Xavi Simmons? I mean, it almost seems there's a wide amount of acceptance around the City fan base, especially that, and also maybe around the club as well, that Florian Wirtz is going to be extremely unlikely. So, especially with news coming, Klopp is said are going to go Real Madrid. We don't know about that, but if that is true, then probably Wirtz could maybe go towards Real Madrid or else Bayern. It just seems that we are not going to be in the race for Wirtz, to be honest. Kevin De Bruyne, there's a pass out wide. Matthews Nunez, Kevin De Bruyne again. I would have preferred Kusanov today against Rashford. I know Guardiola is pacey, but just duo of Kusanov and Guardiola because Ruben Diaz isn't that quick. And Unai Emery seems to have realized that what a run there by Omar Marmoush, I think that is into the box. Bernardo Silva has a chance to put that into the box, but then he sends it back. What the fuck is that, Bernardo? There was a chance to put it into the box. There's no one within 2 yards of you, left and right. Paya, this is Villa has won 10 out of the last 11 and only lost is PSG away. What is Pep doing with his prisoners midfield? With his pensioners midfield? Giving them a chance to earn more pension, giving them a chance to hit certain milestones in the contract so that they are paid out more bonuses. This midfield is one of the worst. I mean, I thought PSG's midfield this season is the best in Europe. You look at that midfield with Vitinha. It should be 1-0 City. Ah, it's 1-0 City. Woo! Bernardo Silva scores. Woo! Bernardo Silva scores. Bernardo scores. Hey Gautam. Bernardo Silva scores. Wow! It almost. You know when the ball fell to Bernardo, I was almost like. Generally when a ball falls to a player, you're like, score, score. But here it's almost like I'm reading the comments and I'm telling Bernardo needs to score, Bernardo needs to score. And it almost happened in slow motion. It almost happened like someone froze time. Like everyone froze time over there. It almost happened like, and someone was, and I think it was James McAtee who was inside the goalpost. I think it was Omar Marmoush with the assist, to be honest. Wonderful from Omar Marmoush there. Again, what this is a bit of deflection, but again, Omar Marmoush. This is just wonderful from Omar Marmoush. Wow. Gautam, just what a welcome. I had the perfect welcome, Gautam, the perfect welcome. Now let's hope this perfect welcome drink turns into a perfect night. Bhaiya, this is wow, ये मैं क्या देख रहा हूँ and it almost happened in slow mode with Bernardo Silva. And by mind the circumstance as well, the club have told Bernardo Silva, at least the news is coming that you're not there next season, and suddenly Bernardo Silva is pressing better, so Bernardo Silva is playing better. I just don't know what's it with Bernardo Silva. Don't know what's it with Bernardo Silva over there. This is effectively a six pointer. This is effectively a six pointer, guys. We need to remember that. It's effectively a six. It's effectively a six pointer because if whatever we do here, I mean, if I don't know jinx it, I'm not using the word, but if we can do well here, it effectively puts Aston Villa out of the race, which means Newcastle and Chelsea will be the main other contenders, and Newcastle and Chelsea have to play each other, which means one and they almost are very close in points. I think 1 or 2 points differentiates them, and so some one or two of them or even both of them will drop points. So this is effectively a 9 pointer if you ask me. Effectively a 9 pointer. Bayaji says Omar works his ass off. He worked everything off over there. And the funny part about that goal was before the ball went in, James McAtee was already inside the goal. That was the most funny part. James McAtee was already inside the goal before the ball went in. Bayaji says, if we lose this one, we go seventh. Can't go Tala for a reason. Cannot do that. Cannot do that. No way we do that. That's why this is more than a six pointer. I would even call it a 9 pointer. Gautam says, while Tottenham are interested in Kova, thoughts. I mean, I would honestly, Gautam, keep Kovacic for at least a year more. I think he's just. I think he'll be 31. I think he at least has 2 more years, if not one. At least he has 1 more year. I'm sorry, if not two. I mean, we have not seen the best of Kovacic, to be honest. The best of Kovacic is shown us in glimpses. The shots he can take from outside the box, the way he can evade the press and all. But I think for me, what's happened with Kovacic is he's played in that central midfield role. I mean, CDM role this season, thinking he's a box to box player, which means he likes to dribble through press, and when he's dribbling through press, he's losing the ball. He's still in that mindset that he's a box to box player. So as a CDM, you lose the ball, you're done. So I would like to see Kovacic play behind a proper CDM. When Rodri comes back, I think that would just unlock a different dimension because teams are pressing City high. I mean, we bought Kovacic after that Inter Milan game where Inter were pressing us high and tying us in knots, and where we were not able to bypass the press. Kova is someone who helps you bypass the press. So I would like to see him in his best role, which is a box to box role for me. He's an excellent engine there. He's not a CDM. Wonderful switch there to Matthews Nunez, who has all the space. I mean, there was a ball. Nunez could have tried to Gundogan, to be honest. James McAtee on the ball. James McAtee one on one. Kevin De Bruyne. Ah, could have maybe gone a bit wider, to be honest, there. Bayaji says, sorry, I missed that comment, but Bayaji says, I think Diaz favored only because of his leadership skills and experience as well, Bayaji, because I think you see that centre back set who are fit right now. You have Kushano, 19, Guardiol, I think Guardiol is just 23, if I'm not wrong. Victor Rees is 17 or 18. So Akanji, I think, has just come back to fitness. So I think of all the centre back fits, I think Diaz is the experienced one. I think leadership skills are there, but the experience is there. I think centre back is such a game where position where experience is more valued than in any other position. Ah, but this is, can a player be allowed to be inside the goal like that? Never seen anything like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the exact ruling about that, but James McAtee, whenever he plays, there is something crazy he does in every game. I don't know why, but there is something crazy he does in every game. I think he's not interfering there with any goal or goal line clearance or something like that. This is again wonderful work there from Omar Marmoush, I think. Yes, Omar Marmoush is just like everywhere. He's literally everywhere. Kovacic there recycling the ball. Kovacic has to split it out wide. Bernardo out wide, out wide. Matthews Nunez. I think James McCarthy has to make more runs because Nunez is blocking the players out, and Bernardo again a boring pass there from Bernardo Silva. Omar Marmoush, Ikai Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Nico O'Reilly. I would like to see Nico O'Reilly up against. I think it's Jacob Ramsey on that side. I don't know. Josko Guardiol there. What a pass there from Josko Guardiol. Matthews Nunez. Nunez loses the ball. Marcus Rashford in there. Bernardo Silva has to run. Bernardo. It's Ruben Diaz against Marcus Rashford. What the hell? I think it's not a penalty. Bayaji says these days teams play City thinking it's still November and then proper City comes out of syllabus and then they start keep crying and then they keep crying. Especially you have to see the rival fans meltdowns. When we came back to win against Crystal Palace from 2-0, they were like City will officially be out of the top 5 race. And then that happened. Just imagine we were a little bit better this season. I think he's gonna give the penalty. I think he's gonna bloody give the penalty. I think. What the fuck? Is he gonna give the penalty? I don't think that's a penalty. Come on, I don't think that's a penalty. Well, I don't think that's a penalty to be honest. He's bloody given it, but that's not a penalty. Come on. What is this? If the referee gets sent to the screen, is it that he has to reverse the decision? I don't know. That's not a penalty, guys. Come on. That's never a penalty. Come on. That's that's never a penalty. What the hell is this? Bayaji says Nunes had it covered. Bayaji, I don't even think Diaz made the challenge. Diaz didn't make the challenge. Diaz was just running, and Jacob Ramsey was also running. It was just a clash of legs. Diaz did not make the challenge there. That is never a penalty. We are clowns sitting in the VAR room. I think VAR should be like how they do in cricket, the DRS system where the umpire, where it should be like DRS where you hear the voice of the umpire, but these fucking clowns will not make it like that. Let's hope bloody Rashford misses. Let's hope bloody Rashford misses. And he doesn't miss. He scores 1-1. Bayaji says Omar's shirt was pulled off 3 times, and they're just clowns over there sitting in that VAR room. It should be like DRS. It should be bloody like DRS. That was never a penalty, where the umpire literally you hear what is the thought process of the umpire, what is the thing is asking for, and everything. It should be like DRS. By this as DRS is miles better when where you can hear actual convo between empires. Every little thing is shown on big screen too. Exactly. There's nothing hidden there. Everything. Right from when the decision is referred, the third empire, what is asking everything. This is never a penalty. Come on, come on. By just give me a case. Gotham, just give me a case. Why this is a penalty? Why this is a penalty? Why this is a penalty? Ruben Diaz just is running. Jacob Ramsey, you fucking cheaters. This is never a penalty. Come on, guys. Never a penalty, this is. Bloody cheaters. The entire VAR system is a fraud. That's all. You know the only VAR decision that wasn't given in our favor when the umpire was sorry when the referee was sent to the screen. The only VAR decision that was not given, that was not changed when the referee was sent to the screen. It was City against Tottenham, Champions League round of 16. If you remember 2019, it was a U goal and a handball. The DRS told the referee to go to the screen, but the referee went to the screen, still didn't change his decision and awarded the goal to Spurs. Bloody absolute cheaters, absolute clowns. And I think there was no appeal as well from Jacob Ramsey, if you see. Just a little bit of this thing. That was never a penalty in a million years. Please tell me why is it a penalty? It's just a clash of legs. It's a contact sport, bro. What the fuck was that? Matthews Nunez. Diaz didn't do literally nothing. He did nothing wrong. Now the ref is giving all the decisions in their favor. JS is the reason why I hate English referees, except Michael Oliver. I hate everybody because each one of them are bloody clowns. Look at Pep fuming that much. Have you seen Pep fume that much? This was never a penalty. Come on, you ref. You absolute clown. Never, never in a million years, guys. That's a penalty. Get lost, you fucking ref. Spoil the entire interest in the game. सारा मजा ही खत्म कर दिया गेम पे. You absolute clown of a ref. And why the fuck do they release these conversations after the match? Who the hell cares? Why don't you do it transparently when the decision is being taken? How much technology does it take to just relay the audio which the VAR referee is speaking to in real time? They won't do that because they're a bunch of corrupt clowns. And they say corruption doesn't exist in the West. My head and foot. Good run there by James McAtee. Can he do something? And Villa didn't even deserve that goal, to be honest. The referee just spoiled a great game. Good run there from Kevin De Bruyne, but ref just spoiled a bloody good game. That's all. I mean, and it was the clear and obvious. I mean, the question here is was the clear and obvious error to overturn the referee's decision? There was no error over there, to be honest. Where was the error? Zero error. What a bunch of clowns. Well, City need to sue these referees. Mate, where was the pen? They're showing replay after replay. I still can't understand. Guys, do you know why it was given as a penalty? Please enlighten me. Anyone? Because I still don't know why it's been given as a penalty. Nico Riley just cannot cover it. Great start, but I mean, I wouldn't have minded if Villa scored a goal. Our midfield is shit and stuff, but no, not in this match. We have been brilliant until this point. It's City 1, referee 1. Gautam says just to make this match more nervy and City like we just can't win easy. That is true. That is true. I think last season all we had to do was beat West Ham at home on the final day to win. And how nervy did we make it? 2-1. Kudus made it 2-1, and then Soucek almost made it 3-2. I think City are playing really well in this match. Villa is not able to even get near our midfield. Bernardo Silva is just looking like a man on a mission, to be honest. He's just looking ominous today. Kovacic with the strike, but he's perfect for that box to box role, to be honest. Again, the opponents are gifted a goal at the Etihad. Villa are just not able to play through our press. Our press has been brilliant. Ruben Diaz didn't do anything wrong there, and still, the look at it. They're hitting. They've stuck a blow to Bernardo Silva, and still the referee didn't even give a foul. That should have been a free kick over there. And Jacob Ramsey is such a shit house. Fuck off, you Jacob Ramsey. Look at what he did. That's a high foot. That's a high foot on Bernardo Silva. If that was a penalty, this is a red card. I know obviously this is not a red card, but then even that was not a penalty there. What a shit ref and what a shocking ref. Nico O'Reilly. Kevin De Bruyne does absolutely well. And now Emi Martinez will bloody catch the ball, I think, and he'll waste time. Again, Unai Emery is a nice manager, but there are so many hey, people in Aston Villa whom I hate. Emi Martinez, Jacob Ramsey, they're just absolute pricks. Villa on the counter attack now, and I think they get a corner, but City have been so good. We did not deserve to concede that goal. It's a throw actually for Aston Villa, but we did not deserve to bloody concede that goal. Come on, ref, give another penalty just because Aston Villa didn't score a goal in the penalty box. You are absolutely rubbish and shit. It's another throw in. It's a throw into City. I mean, it's like we have to treat this match again like a nil-nil and then start from scratch. We have conceded a goal with no mistake of the back four. That is what really hurts me, to be honest. What a run there by Kovacic immediately took off. It's a corner for City. Hope we put in a very good corner. Hope Ruben Diaz strikes a dagger into the hearts of the Villa fans, of the Villa players, in fact. Was a chance. I think Josko Guardiola should have kept it down. It's definitely a chance. I think Nico O'Reilly was the one who came in the way of Guardiola, but it was definitely a chance. Guardiola should have struck that for the quality that he has. Guardiola should have scored there. To be honest, a free header to Josko Guardiola. Look at that. We have 61 passes in the final third, and they have 9. It's almost 6 times. 7 times, in fact, close to. That is wonderful there from Josko Guardiola, to be honest. Just pulled down Jacob Ramsey, things like he didn't even exist. Kovacic, De Bruyne. I think can De Bruyne find a long ball there? There's a ball on. Yes, he's found it. He's found it. But the ball, I mean, the ball had to curl, and De Bruyne of the prime could have hit that pass. That is the thing, and could have found Omar Marmoush. The cross was on. It was just that De Bruyne could not get the bend on it. To be honest, that is wonderful defending there from Nico O'Reilly. To be honest, Kovacic gets the ball. They're just not able to hit those wide passes. That is why we need a good attacking mid, to be honest. Someone who has that range of passing, to be honest. Luca Dean gets a yellow card for foul on Kevin De Bruyne. I just think this game, you introduce Jeremy Doku against Luca Dean. That is where the game is, if I have to be very honest. Can we end this half on a high? That is what it is now. Can we end this half on a high? We may have had our deficiencies throughout the season, but we have been very, very good in this match. What a ball that is. Fantastic switch and fantastic positioning by Nico O'Reilly. Ah, was a chance. I think Omar Marmoush should have done better. Good ball from Nico O'Reilly. Again, I think that might have been part of the training ground this thing, but see the replay there. Omar Marmoush needs to do better. There was pace on the ball. Omar Marmoush needs to do better. Those are the kind of balls that Haaland would have absolutely thrived on. The Guardiola header, and now Omar Marmoush will need to do much, much better. McAtee has been very good. I mean, irrespective of whether he assists or not, with McAtee, what you'll get is one touch football. McAtee, what you'll get is him making those runs, that pressing, you get the energy, you get everything. Villa are just not able to keep the ball. City are pressing them so high. Just that we need to score one more goal. That is the thing. We need to score the goal, guys. Rashford is such a prick as well. Just overrated, that's all. Nothing else. That ball is over Nico. Villa. Good run by Rashford, but I think the centre backs had it covered, to be honest. That's offside. I think Marmos is offside over there. I mean, we have played exceptionally well. I think this is one of the best performances I've seen in the last 2 months, 3 months or so. Villa have not had many chances. Yes, Rashford is having a bit of a sniff, but the sniff, except for the one they hit the bar early on, no chances for Villa at all. Sear is ran through, but they had the angles covered, to be honest. Nemi Martinez is on a time wasting bloody mission here. It's a Villa throw, but it's never a Villa throw. The ref, all of the decisions are going in their favor, to be honest. Well defended. Can City get on the counter attack? You betcha. I think we can. Omar Marmoush, they are one of the deadliest players in the counter attack, and that's a foul. The ref will not give it because the ref is absolutely shite. Remove your black shirt and show the Aston Villa shirt, ref. The ref is just. The ref in this match is just one sided. I just cannot say anything other than that. I'm surprised he didn't rule a first goal out because James McAtee was already inside the net. Well, are counter attacking now. They're counter attacking on will, to be honest. It's a corner for Aston Villa. Need to defend this corner well. We need to get to half time, regroup, and then come back. Well, I've been going into the game in this last 5 minutes, to be honest. We just need to go to half time now, regroup, and then come back, to be honest, because Villa just keep it at 1-1 and then come back. So it'll be one of the tensest half times of this season, I think. Pep Guardiola has called this a final, to be honest. That's what this is. There should be some added time for sure. It's 4 minutes. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can we end this half on a high? That is the question. That is well done by Matteo Kovacic, and look at Ruben Diaz storming forward there. James McAtee, Kovacic. He's protected the ball absolutely brilliantly today, Kovacic. Just he didn't bend the run enough there, Kevin De Bruyne. City are playing brilliantly here, to be honest. Yes, 3-4 minutes will have dominated, but in general, it's been a brilliant performance from City. The pressing, the style, the punish, just the passing range is not there, which is what is maybe hurting us a bit, but other than that, Nico O'Reilly does exceptionally well. There's a bit of a scuffle going on, but glad it's near the Villa box. Matthews Nunez, McAtee. That's been the problem today. The final ball. That's where I think you need a Florian Words and people are like just maybe even a Foden. I don't know what kind of form he's in, but yeah, that final ball. We have dominated Aston Villa for this in this first half. It's pure domination. In fact, should be going ahead, but know the circumstances and you know my feelings on it. Villa don't even want to take throw in quickly because they know how dominating we are. Bayaji says long passing not up to the mark. Make some half time changes. Need fresh legs. That's the only downside of this half. Bayaji long range passing is shit. Otherwise we should have been 3-4 nil up for sure. There's so much space out wide for both Marmoush and McAtee. Bernardo Silva does excellently well. One last counter-attacking chance. And look at those Villa players, you idiots. All you have done is hit a cheating goal to be 1-1 up. Look at the expression on that prick Marcus Rashford's face. An overrated bum. Nothing else if you ask me, Marcus Rashford. A half in which we dominated from start to finish. But yeah, like you said, by a long range passing not up to the mark, and that is exactly what we need to address in the transfer window. And now you see where the decline of Kevin De Bruyne has been. He is still very good in those runs into the box and his finishing and all, but the passing range, especially the long range passing range, I think is slowly leaving Kevin De Bruyne. So sad it is, but yeah, that is what's actually happening. So I think that so I think when we are looking for an attacking midfielder, I think we need to address that issue of long range passing because Javi Simmons is excellent at long range passing, not long range passing. Just looking at the stats of, I mean, Jack Grealish could be an interesting profile to bring on. I mean this. I mean, JSK says why the fuck Guardiola started with no wingers. He's actually that's a new tactic, JSK, because he's having both Nunez and Nico O'Reilly almost play as wing backs, providing them the width, both overlapping and underlapping, and McAtee and Omar Marmoush are just going narrow. That's a new style of play from Pep, and what he tells is it makes the center compact. It makes the center more compact, and we are much more harder to play through, and it's working to be honest. It did it first time I think against Palace, where it took a bit of time, and then we came back after being 2-0 down against Everton. We were good. Here we absolutely dominated Villa. JSK says, I swear if City buys Morgan Gibbs, but serious questions to be asked of the new sporting director. The old sporting director is still there, JSK. It seems he has extended his contract a bit, by a few months, to be honest, to assist the new director. But it's very interesting here, especially if I look at Morgan Gibbs White, Gibbs White's style of play. I think you guys can see it as well. Plays the ball off the ground often, likes to play long balls, likes to cross. You look at these 2 points, likes to play long balls and likes to cross. I don't think after Kevin De Bruyne, we do not have any other player who likes to do both these things, likes to play long balls and likes to cross. Who crosses in this team? I'm not telling here to buy Morgan Gibbs White because I'm thinking again. But if I look at the weakness of our teams, I mean, 2 times today crosses have been put in. One was from a corner, of course. Guardiola free header didn't score. Second one, Nico Riley put in a cross. If you guys remember, Omar Marmou's head free header. He didn't time it well. So two crosses should have been 2 goals. But we do not play crosses often. We do not play long range balls often. Is Grealish a crosser of the ball? I do not think so. Grealish is that. Doku does not even know how to hit a simple pass. So forget Doku. He's still learning that. So I look at this entire City team and I see that our style of play has not been crossing and long range passing. But what Guardiola is doing right now in terms of no wingers, with the fullbacks coming in, both of the out wide players, almost we're playing with inverted wingers here. So McAtee and Marmoush in this case are tracking in. So I think crosses becomes very important in this case, especially the strength of Ireland is crossing. Let me actually. Let me actually hear what they say for what they say for the penalty. What they say for the penalty there. Let me actually hear what they actually say for the penalty. Let me just see what they actually say about the penalty here. They're talking about the penalty. I just they're talking about the penalty. So let's see. It's very interesting when you look back at that penalty in slow motion. Bloody hell, Ruben Diaz got a touch before Jacob Ramsey. Ruben Diaz got a touch, and VAR missed that touch. Ruben Diaz has a touch of the ball over there. Wow. Forget about him withdrawing from the challenge. Ruben Diaz has a touch of the ball there. Ruben Diaz bloody hell has a touch of the ball there. Now I cannot say anything more than this. Ruben Diaz bloody has a touch of the ball over there. How can that be a penalty? JSK, this Ryan Sherky is a much better option, but JSK, we are looking not for a cam, but we are looking for a box to box player. I actually think Guardiola is looking, especially thinking a bit deep into this Morgan Gibbs White links and stuff, I especially think Guardiola is looking for a player who can play those long range balls, long passes. And I think Morgan Gibbs White is very, very good in terms of playing those long range balls is absolutely brilliant in terms of crossing and stuff. So I think that is one of the reasons. Again, I'll have to assess this thing and think over this more, because the first time when everyone told Morgan Gibbs White, and I'm like, no, no Morgan Gibbs White. But then when you look at the specific attributes, and when you look at, we are looking at him for playing that box to box role, that number 8 position, that Gundogan role. I think we have to be clear here. We are looking for someone who can fill that Gundogan role here, which means he needs to have that goal scoring ability, good shot on him, maybe arrive into the box, good long range passing, which Gundogan never had. So maybe you're looking for a bit of an evolution in that, to be honest. So I think Morgan Gibbs White for me, I don't know the price and all, but I would still prefer Tijani Reinders. But then, I mean, just some of his attributes like crossing and likes to play long balls and stuff, especially Morgan Gibbs White. I mean, I'm like, could be an interesting choice, will be a very really interesting summer. But honestly, we are at, this is the best this team can play. This is the best this team can play, and I think you're clearly seeing here that there's a problem with the crossing and the, I mean, long range passes. We do not cross more, and probably I think the signing of Morgan Gibbs White would also indicate that. See, Morgan Gibbs White is one thing which Tejani Reinders doesn't have, and Hugo Larsson doesn't have, which is he is super good at crossing the ball. He's very strong at crossing the ball. So just imagine him crossing the ball to Ikai Gundogan, sorry, not Ilkay Gundogan, Erling Haaland. That would just be something else. So I don't know. I'll have to reevaluate what I think actually think about Morgan Gibbs White, to be honest. But overall, very very satisfied with the game, to be honest. Overall, very satisfied uh with the game. I mean, the second half will actually be interesting. Just be back in a minute. Bayaji says can't afford any more draws. I mean, Bayaji, have you seen it? That was not a penalty. Ruben Diaz got a touch as well before the challenge on Jacob Rams, and I think Diaz was withdrawing from it. I mean, especially when the referee didn't give it, that was never a pen. Well, we don't get penalties like that. That was excellent defending there from. That was wonderful defending there from Guardiola and Diaz. Excellent defending. I think now both Tillemans and Rashford both are making the runs. Unai Emery has just decided to go a little bit more aggressive, I think, this half. Bernardo Silva, Nico O'Reilly, look at how advanced he is. What the fuck was that pass from Gundogan? We have controlled the tempo very well in the first half. Let's see how we do it in the second half, to be honest. Ruben Diaz, Guardiola, Kovacic. Wonderful from Kovacic. He's been brilliant today. Umar Marmoush, that is, Nico Riley just couldn't get in his stride, but what play from Omar Marmoush. That one was just brilliant from Omar Marmoush, to be honest. It's a Villa throw there. Ah, I think when we'll introduce Foden. If you remember last time we were 1-0 down, and Phil Foden scored hat trick there and helped us win 4-1. Nico O'Reilly has been brilliant in this match as a whole, and in this first 3-4 minutes of the second half, it's all been balls all been on the side of Nico O'Reilly, to be honest. That's a yellow card to Yuri Tillemans, I think. Sorry, Morgan Rogers. They just can't pull Nico O'Reilly. They can't do anything, and then they had to pull him down. It's almost like when O'Reilly is running through the midfield. It's almost like Yaya Toure running. 6 feet six, Nico O'Reilly, they cannot do anything to him. Kevin De Bruyne, it's James McAtee. This is I think it's Kamara with the last touch and it's a corner. But again, superb free kick there. Superb free kick there from James McAtee. Can Will McAtee take the corner as well? I would like him to take a corner as well. No, it's our very own KDB with the corner. It's another corner for City. Villa are hanging on. We need to make them pay. We absolutely need to make them pay now. Villa are hanging on. Villa are absolutely hanging on here. KDB gets the ball again, and it's another corner for City. Corner after corner after corner for City. Interesting, KDB is taking both the left hand side and right hand side corners, but we need to make one of these corners count to make the set pieces count. I mean, why don't they try a variation of ball in the edge of the box to Kovacic? I think Kovacic is free there. Maybe they might try it. Who knows? This is one of the shittiest corners I've seen. This is superb from City, but it's a City corner. I think Emiliano Martinez should try his luck in Hollywood. Is such a shit house. He's such an absolute shit house. Always acting. Emiliano Martinez is almost like a full time actor and a part time goalkeeper. That's what he is, to be honest. There's a pass on, to be honest, out wide. Yes, they've seen it now. Matthews Nunes, can you put a ball into the box? This is excellent from Matthews Nunes and his bloody slipped at the decisive moment. What the hell? It's been all City right till now, to be honest. Guardiola's almost prepared the team like they're playing a final. That's how good they've been. That's a foul. And Onana is asking, what the fuck have you done, Onana? That was a clear foul. Nico Riley just couldn't get that ball across. Look at that, Erling Haaland. Rodri with the Reese is beside them as well, but Erling Haaland, Rodri, that's a corner for City. That is excellent pressing. I think he needs to introduce Jeremy Doku on the right hand side against Luka Dean, to be honest. And Luka Dean is on a yellow card as well. Ruben Diaz, that was a chance. Ruben Diaz knows it. That was a chance for Ruben Diaz. Difficult technique, but that was a chance. Difficult, I would say, not as easy. The Guardiola header early on was easy, but better from corners. Kevin De Bruyne with another corner. Ah, that's an Omar Marmoush. That's another corner. Deflection. City are just bombarding Villa now, corner after corner after corner. I think this is a sixth or seventh corner just in this half. Wow. Again, straight into the keeper's hands. I think we should try more of those variation corners that he sent Omar Marmoush, for example, at the edge of the box. Those things. They've got out of our press now. Sprint back, guys, sprint back. It's Matty Cash as well. Why does Matty Cash always turn up against City and otherwise is injured? It's never a free kick for Villa. Again, City get the ball there. Look at that, City get the ball there. There's not much in there, to be honest, to give a free kick. Yuri Tillemans with the set piece. That is wonderful there by James McAtee, to be honest. Kevin De Bruyne. Omar Marmoush does brilliantly there. Ah. Kevin De Bruyne gets the ball back. Ah. McAtee was not offside. That was a chance. What a ball by Kevin De Bruyne. That was He was not offside. James McAtee, that was a chance for me. Ball just, it just spins wide agonizingly. Wow. Villa changes, McGinn comes, and Disasi comes. Ramsey out and Cash out. McGinn and Disasi come in. Again, James McAtee. Again, what a chance. He did well. Nothing. The effort from the lad was superb there, to be honest. Pressing from City is superb. Josko Guardiol, Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne's touch is not good, and it's a free kick for City. What a strike from Kovacic there. You ain't a DM, Kova. You're a natural striker of the ball. What a technique that was from Kovacic, to be honest. Villar on the counter now. Look at it. He's not removed Rashford. City are lucky there. City are lucky there. Look at Rashford. I think you need a walker or a cushion out there to deal with that pace. Look at it. It's not even offside. We are lucky there, to be honest. De Bruyne is trying to make something out of nothing. I think time has come for the introduction of both Doku and Foden. And probably cushion out to deal with Rashford, I think. Just for the pace. Bernardo Silva, Nico O'Reilly. Ah, that was a chance. James McAtee, that was the chance. Whoa, was the chance. Ah, the pass by O'Reilly was just magical there. Ah, the ball from O'Reilly there was absolutely magical. He missed his kick there. James McAtee, I think he missed his kick. Ah, I mean, the ball from Nico O'Reilly was out of this world, to be honest. Wow, that's a corner. The balls is giving from that angle. There's something that we have never seen before, at least by City player. I mean, maybe Cancelo used to give them, but you look at the balls spinning into the box. Wow, absolutely brilliant. Nico O'Reilly. Can he score from this corner? Can Nico O'Reilly score from this corner? I have a feeling, I have a sense that maybe he can. Maybe he can. Nico O'Reilly, come on. Ah, Guardiola gets to it, but it's over. Villa are on the attack now. Has scored as well, but only partially well. That is excellent defending there from Nico O'Reilly again. But those two balls from Nico O'Reilly were just out of this world. McAtee should have honestly scored that. Ah, Nunez slipping in the decisive moment, McAtee missing his kick in the decisive moment. I mean, City should have easily scored 3 goals at least. That McAtee won, and then McAtee just chipping Martinez just wide of the post, and then Guardiola had City should have 4 goals at least. If you ask me, this Nico Riley, they're giving everything to Nico Riley and telling him to play those balls. Just give it to Nico Riley. Why do you want to play center of the pitch? That is beautiful from Ruben Diaz. That's a master class in defending from Ruben Diaz. I think it's maybe a free kick for Villa, but it's actually a throw in. It's more dangerous than anything else from Axel Disasi. The worst throw ins I've seen. I mean, When Rashford was running through, you just seen Ruben Diaz pointing out, and it was just superb. Him commanding the defense there. Nico Riley there, that is superb there from Nico Riley. But I think the ball just gone out. But the burst of pace, this young lad is just superb. He's got everything. And Jeremy Doku comes in. I think it's in place of Bernardo Silva. Or maybe Bernardo goes into the midfield and Gundogan is going to come up. I just don't know. Josko Guardiola, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic. Ah, thought that was a corner to be honest. But again, the ball from Nunez. It's not the best, but it is not the worst as well. It was good. McAtee goes off, Doku comes in. Wonderful performance from McAtee there. Got into the positions, which is very, very important. Yes, could not put the goal away, but made the runs, got into the position, satisfied with his performance. Here comes Jeremy Doku. I think Marco Asensio is primed to come on there. Maybe a tough contest in this last 15-16 minutes. Will be a very tough contest, to be honest. Jeremy Doku already involved. Second after he comes on. He's playing off the left. Interesting. I think he's moved Marmos to the right. Very interesting. I mean, you're playing without wingers, so it doesn't matter, but it's a city throw in. Morgan Rogers has been completely neutralized today. Ole Watkins is coming on and Marco Asensio coming on. Rashford goes off. The long range passing has been shit. Even Kevin De Bruyne was not able to hit Gundogan. The Holy Trinity. Now Bernardo Silva is also not able to hit the long range passes. I mean, if long range passing was spot on, I think Villa would be whitewashed. Look at that. Villa have just attempted one shot in this half compared to five in the previous half. Craig Pawson, shit Pawson. We aren't able to keep the ball now since Doku's come on. Not his fault. City are just not able to get hold of the ball here. Ortega does very well there. Ortega does very well. He needed help there. Villa players were just crowding the box. The game has opened up. It's end to end. Both the managers know a point is of no use for either. Ah, City. The midfield just doesn't have the energy anymore. That's the point, right? They have played well until this point, but then we'll see the last 11 minutes. He's offside. Why they've not given the offside, but yeah. Now Villa are on the edge of our box. Look at Jeremy Doku's pace there. He's in. Doku did a brilliant job over there. But was Marmos offside? I don't know. Marmos is not telling anything, but let us see. I, he he is. There is semi-automated offside as well, so he is. Yeah, the semi-automated offside might have confirmed it, but yeah. But that's the position you want Jeremy Doku to be in. That is very well covered there from Matthews Nunez. He's had an excellent game, to be honest. Rashford was, or Watkins was anyway offside over there, but yeah, Bernardo Silva somehow saved the goal. It was way offside. It was Guardiola who saved the goal there, but Watkins was anyways offside. That's a foul on Jeremy Doku. Come on, guys. It's a nervy last 10 minutes. I think 10, 11 minutes including that time. That is a wonderful ball by Josko Guardiola. He is what a ball that is. He's a rock star. Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Where is your touch, Bernardo? Where is your touch? Ah, Bernardo Silva just spoiled it. Daniel Malen is also coming on. So Unai Emery just throwing in all the attackers. If only we were 1-0 up and it wasn't 1-1, but yeah. It's a free kick to City, and I think it's a yellow card to Ole Watkins. I mean, that's a red. Come on, he's endangering the opponent. That's a red. That's a red. He's endangering the opponent. Come on. He's endangering the opponent. That's a red if you ask me. That's a clear red by for Ole Watkins. Rogers goes off and Malen comes on. Wasn't a good ball. Wasn't a good ball. That was a very risky ball. Nico Riley does extremely well coming back there. Wonderful from Nico Riley again. This guy is some player, Nico Riley. What a star, what a gem we have found from the academy there. What a gem that has grown up in our academy there. This is just Aston Villa's, I think, second corner of the match. Maybe third. I think it's the second corner of the match. Asensio to take it. Ortega does very well there. Super from Ortega. Both the managers trying everything they can to win this game. Kovacic has to pass it out wide, which he does. Jeremy Doku, Mateo Kovacic. It's a throw in for City. I mean, Rodri was the master of the slip balls. That's what the long range passing is just not there in the team. We're missing Rodri. De Bruyne is just not having that right now. It just seems to be missing. Of course, it's 34, 35. With 34 in a month or two, I think so. The final minute or two of normal time. No Foden yet, to be honest. It's a throw in for City. Well done. Well done, ref. And Daniel Malin tried to foul Nico Riley and he himself fell down. The physicality of this guy is just a joke. It's just facing another Yaya Toure there. That's how physical he is, Nico Riley. Give it back to the keeper, Kova. How much added time will it be there? Plus 5. Fair enough. Can we win it? No. Jeremy Doku. That's a throw in for City. Ruben Diaz. Good defending there. The awareness of our centre backs has been wonderful there. Masterclass. Yes, Diaz had given away that penalty, but I just thought that was never a penalty. Come on. Nico Ryle is just not coming forward now. I think it's instructions from Pep, honestly. I think we'll get that one chance, but can we take it is the question. That's a corner for City. Well done, Matthews Nunez. John McGinn is such a pep type player, such a workaholic, right? He's in that mold of Bernardo Silva, Freddy Valverde. Just in terms of work rate, I'm telling Conor Gallagher. Kevin has to play it short. He cannot play it long into the hands of Emi Martinez to kickstart a Villa counter attack. is gonna be difficult, but I thought you played short and probably work something out from there. If the header was directed either side, mostly on the far side, maybe think there would have been a chance, but straight at Martinez, a loopy header. Goalkeeper could have had a sip of water and then taken that. That's a throw in for City. Jeremy Doku does absolutely brilliantly there. And City score! Wow! Matthews Nunes scores! Wow! Come on! Wow! What a skill by Jeremy Doku over there! And Matthews Nunes scores! Wow! What a goal by City! What a goal at the end! Nico Riley and Matthews Nunes, our two wide players, our two fullbacks are just superb. They are wonderful. Come on, guys! Woo! What a goal that is from City! Matthews Nunes, you beauty! Wow, wow, wow! What a goal that is! I thought he might just hit the side netting over there, but it's just beautiful. It's just wonderful. Wow! Look at Jeremy Doku there. Look at his piece of skill. The piece of skill from Jeremy Doku. And the ball from Jeremy Doku. Look at the ball from Jeremy Doku outside of the foot. I don't know if he had meant it or not, but outside of the foot, what a ball and what a finish. Wow. Gautam, what a finish, right? What a ball. I mean, the skill from Jeremy Doku. If Jeremy Doku can play like this every game, he will be the next Ballon d'Or winner. This is what I say when I say he's got more talent than Vinicius Junior. It's just that he doesn't do it consistently enough. That's gone outside for a City throw right now. Manuel Akanji comes on. Gautam, we need all your defensive bliss. We need all your defensive bliss here, Gautam. OGCD back. After the game, we'll just have a bit of a chat about Morgan Gibbs White because I'm just thinking about him. But Manuel Akanji coming on, I think he'll maybe add one more minute to be honest. This was a 9 pointer. Can we hold on? That is the question. Can we bloody hold on now? That is the question. De Bruyne gone, Akanji coming on. These are the times when you need the combo of Grealish and Erling Haaland. It's a throw in for City. That is the good thing. Ah, Gautam, it's not over yet. Yeah, it's not over yet. Please. And the referee's blown the whistle. It's offside. It's offside. For a moment, I thought the referee's blown his whistle, but it's offside. Well played. The offside trap. Well played. Ah, nervy moments. I guess the match is gonna go till the 97th minute probably. Ah, one more minute. We'll have one more minute here. And the referee's blown the whistle. Woo! Come on, City. Woo! Woo! Come on. Woo! What a 9 pointer this is. What a 9 pointer this is. Pep told it's a final. And you know when the manager says it's a final, how we play. How we play. Wow, wow, wow. what a win! What a win! I mean, the way we defended in the second half was brilliant. The way we defended in the second half was absolutely brilliant. And the reason Villa got a goal was, like Gotham said, I said before, just to make it nervy, we can't win easy. Whoa. And now we are up to top. We are up to third. Of course, Forest have as a game in hand. They can overcome us if they win. Newcastle has a game in hand. Chelsea Chelsea has a game in hand, but Chelsea Newcastle play each other. That could be very decisive in this top five race, to be honest. And more importantly, we are 4 points of Aston Villa. Wow, what a night this is! What a night! Wow, fantastic. I still can't believe it. I mean, what a ball from Jeremy Doku that was outside of the foot. Gautam says OGs are back. Very important. When it's a 9 pointer, Gautam, it's a bloody 9 pointer because here if Villa would have won, we would be down to seventh and they would be up at third or fourth, I think. And now the most important thing here is Gautam that Newcastle and Chelsea play each other, and let us hope it's a draw, which means both of them will lose points. If it's a draw, both of them will lose points. But who is the man of the match, Gautam? For me, my man of the match is Nico O'Reilly. For me, the man of the match is Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly was absolutely, yes, Matthews Nunes with the goal, he was good, but Nico O'Reilly, I mean, there was a one-on-one defending against Rashford, which he did out of this world, superb. He directed Kova to be on the inside and he just watched Rashford's foot. I mean, it was just outstanding the way this guy defends there. Nico O'Reilly, the way this, I mean attacking wise as well. Nico O'Reilly is carrying the ball. Daniel Mallon comes in and tries to pull him back, tries to chest him, I mean, give his shoulder into Nico O'Reilly's chest, and Dolan Mallon himself falls down. The strength, the power, the finesse of Nico O'Reilly is just outstanding. And we have Manuel Akanji back as well. Wow. Wow. And how good was the centre back partnership, guys? How good was the centre back partnership? Yes, the penalty was there. For me, it was never a penalty. I mean, I know when you guys mostly think it's not a penalty, but how good was the centre back partnership even after that? I mean, Diaz and Guardiola centre back partnership is just Guardiola is playing like a Ballon d'Or defender, to be honest. He is just superb there. Bayaji says kudos to Doku's Herculean effort and what a time for Nunez to score his first goal after 2 years and 15 days. And what I mean, it just seemed impossible. It just seemed impossible to score the goal. I thought he hit the side netting. But he just put it into the far corner. Wow, he just put it into the far corner. Wow, superb. I mean, again, I'm just exhausted by. Man, it's just what I mean. It's just worth it to stay awake for matches like these. These are the City matches which we have watched last year, the year before, and the year before as well. Why this is Pep getting bailed out by individual efforts? I mean, but did you notice one thing, Bayaji? When Doku came, Nico Riley was mostly staying back, especially the last 5 6 minutes. He just stayed back, and Doku was the one who was just going one on one. But for me, my man of the match is Nico Riley, like I said before. But I mean, there was one cross from Nico Riley. I mean, in a similar way to what Doku did, but James McAtee misses his kick. That should have been 2-1. Honestly, we should be winning this game by 3-1, 4-1 or something. But our long range passing is just shit. That is one thing which I've noticed. Our long range passing is just absolutely shite. We need people with that long range passing. This is where I come to Morgan Gibbs White. To be honest, it's not that I'm telling that we should buy Morgan Gibbs White, but just watching this match and the long range passing, how we are struggling. And you look at the strengths of Morgan Gibbs White. One of his biggest strengths is crossing, long range crosses. Is absolutely brilliant at that. He's not a cam. He's a number eight. He's a box to box player. I know Forrest play him in whatever position, but he's a box to box player. To be honest, I'm just thinking, is Pep looking at utilizing those long range passing to activate Marmoush and Erling Haaland, because the strengths of Marmoush, the strengths of Erling Haaland, we've seen both of them play together against Newcastle, and both of their strengths are running in behind the defense. And for that to be activated, you need someone with a very good long range passing range, because Marmoush is not someone, or Haaland is not some. Maybe Marmoush does it better, but Haaland and Marmoush are not your link up kind of players who drop back, link it up, and then move forward. They're not those kind of players, to be honest. And I think that is the core reason why he's going for. I mean, I put three players for that box to box role, including who we passing is his biggest asset. Hugo Larson, I don't know, I'll have to look at it. So, I mean, with all the prospects, the one thing that really stands out, because I look at Tejani Reinders, I look at Hugo Larson, who are considered two of our more brightest midfield box-to-box prospects, which we want to buy next season. And there are similarities like winning the ball back, good tackles, tidy on the ball. They break up play well, they break up the tempo well. They're safe with the ball. They can get out of pressure. They can run with the ball well. All of these things are there. But one thing for me which stands out when you look at Morgan Gibbs White's profile, I mean, strengths and weaknesses with Larson and Tijani Reinders, is the long range passing. The long range passing is just not there. If you remember, Pep wanted Jorginho all those years ago due to long range passing. We didn't get him, that's a different thing. So I just think Pep now is maybe looking at that angle with narrow forwards. Both your fullbacks are playing high and wide, which means the option for that box to box player on the ball from deep to, with his longer range passing, he can access your fullbacks who are deep and wide, and also he can access your central players who are making runs. It's not always the striker who makes the run in this setup. It's McAtee making the runs, Marmoush making the runs, it's De Bruyne making the runs from central areas. So I think a longer range passer like a Jorginho, like a Morgan Gibbs White. I mean, we'll not get Jorginho. I don't want him at this age. I mean, at this time of his career, but I think Morgan Gibbs White fits that profile. Maybe Joshua Kimmich fits that profile of long range passing. You're not going to get him. So I think that's the idea of us getting linked with Morgan Gibbs White. I think. Why just McAtee should have finished that chance. I mean, McAtee's. I mean, I would hate to see McAtee leaving, to be honest, because he is so dynamic, he's so direct, and direct in the sense in terms of his runs. Some people are direct with the ball at the feet, like Doku and Raheem Sterling, those kind of players. But McAtee attacks the box, attacks the box. McAtee attacks the box. McAtee attacks the box. That is the unique attribute of James McAtee. But just look at the skill of Jeremy Doku there. This is the one time they haven't doubled up on him, I think. And and look at where the space is, and look at where I think they might have just practiced this in the training ground. You never know, because but again, that is a perfect example of that is superb there. That is absolutely superb there from Doku and Nunez both. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. So I think Morgan Gibbs White is an interesting prospect. Just think over it. We'll speak about it again about Morgan Gibbs White. It's not something that should be taken lightly, I think. But yeah, enjoy the night, guys. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the night. What a day this is. Woo! Come on, City. Woo! See you all, guys, and take care. What a way to get up in the morning and go to work, right? I mean, if it is for these matches and these results, it's fine. Even if you're up late in the night, you can just it just gives you that josh, that adrenaline rush. Get up in the morning and go to work or college or whatever. See you all, guys, and take care. And again, thank you, Gautam, thank you, Bayaji, and thank you, JSK, for staying with me throughout this midnight show. See you all, guys, and take care.